Hello retro gamers, and a shout out to Norwich Amiga group. Haven't covered the Amiga much, but it's a machine close to my heart, and this title here, Robocop 3, was always a great interest to me. So I've got the original full price release here. I did have it at the time on something more resembling this, so yes, I was guilty of being a dirty pirate. But I was interested in picking up this because, as it mentions here, for your security, I don't know how it's going to improve my security, this game is protected with an electronic key, which was known as a dongle. It says the game isn't going to work without it, so that's quite interesting. This was an attempt by Ocean to stop us dirty pirates in the playground doing things like this. And I used to get discs copied for me at 25p a disc if I provided my own discs when I lived in Wales. So shout out to James there, thank you for being my supplier. But the full price version, by means of incentive, came with a giant hologram. Unfortunately that doesn't exist in this version, this copy, sorry, that I bought. But anyway, I just wanted to see what the dongle was all about. Not a particularly expensive title, this, to get, but yeah, here's the dongle. So take a look, it looks as though it's kind of like vacuum formed sort of plastic over there, and I believe it just connects a couple of pins together. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but there are definitely videos out there that explain how the innards work. But you've obviously paid a couple of quid towards the game to include this, and here are the game discs. And yeah, it's telling me here this features the Defender, so this is called the Defender. Here it says please plug the hardware key, the Defender, into joystick port 2 next to the one your mouse is usually connected to, and then your joystick is connected to port 1. If at any times you wish to change your control to the mouse, then simply unplug your joystick and insert the mouse. Hot swapping, I'm not sure that's cricket, is it really? And don't unplug the Defender when it's switched on, and it must be kept plugged in at all times, and do not lose it. So very interesting, and actually a total pain in the ass if you actually legitimately bought the game, having to muck about with this, because us pirates you know, went along happily. So yeah, fascinating. So I'm going to set up an Amiga 500 and take a look at it, but before we do that, I'll just show you a couple of articles in Amiga format which covered this. So first of all, here's an advert for Robocop 3. This looks as though this was in the 1991 December edition of Amiga format. So it's saying totally unique, fast polygons and a new genre. Pictures speak for themselves. So yeah, I mean, I love Robocop 3. I think atmospherically it's spot on, and it's done by Digital Image Designs that did go on to do TFX, which I enjoyed on the PC, but I know I didn't get a full release on the Amiga. I think it was given away on CU Amiga. So that's the advert for it, and I do remember getting a pirated version of Robocop 3 not that long after launch, and here it is. And this is the I think this is the March or April edition of Amiga format. It's saying that the dongle included to prevent pirates basically was cracked, you know, only days after release. So you know, Gary Bracey's there saying you know, trying to make excuses and saying that you know, we did our bit, something positive. But it's interesting, it didn't take long before that was you know, circumvented, I think, by Fairlight. And I know that subsequent releases, I think the budget release, was it on Kicks? Something like that, didn't include it. So it was very short-lived and probably quite an expensive foray into failure, really. But let's see what happens on my Amiga 500, setting it up. Okay, here's my rather delightful Amiga 500, with the disk drive clacking away, waiting for some action. So probably period accurate. If Robocop came out in '92, I think the 500 Plus had come out just a few months prior. I've got a cruiser joystick set up there, and there's the dongle loose, and here's the you know, the boot screen. So yeah, let's pop the disc in and see what happens. Did you used to rest your discs on the top? I certainly did. Anyway, let's pop it in, see what happens. Good grinding noises. I suspect that we've got some bad media here, so we're not going to find out what happens. Oh wow, that's fascinating. What does it mean? What does it mean? Is it decrunching? I'd say that's a no-go, don't you? Okay, so I put that dongle in. It kind of just floats on a 500. It's so awkward, isn't it? I can't believe the poor souls that had to buy this game had to live with this. Anyway, there it is. Let's see what happens now. You know, I do wonder whether the media was bad, but we'll soon find out. I wish my telly would stop losing the signal. Alright, let me power it up and see what happens. Fascinating. Wow, okay, so you got like a decrunching graphic without the dongle. Very interesting. Always wondered what happened. Anyway, we'll just take it up to I think it's like an intro graphic, isn't it? Like a newscast. Fascinating. Very atmospheric music. So there you go. So that's what happens. Great game, by the way, but probably best played without the dongle. This is what happens when you haven't got the dongle connected. Access denied. Done in a kind of Robocop style. Very interesting. So there you go. What a pain, what a royal pain that would have been to have dealt with that. So there you go. You paid for great inconvenience, but you did get a giant hologram sticker and a nice looking box. I haven't actually seen Robocop 3. I know Orion Pictures folded and it kind of got lost for a few years, but I did enjoy 1 and 2. So yeah, quite an interesting sort of footnote in history really, but a tremendous game, really tremendous game. Thanks for watching.